Hey, hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Roshan and you are learning React.js with me. So let's continue with that. Friends, today we are going to understand use state hook in a separate video. See friends, the concept of hook is added in a latest versions of React.js. The concept of hook is added in React.js library in version 16.8. Earlier, previously, there were no any concept of hooks in React.js library. So that is why we need to understand all the hooks one by one in separate videos. So even though in our previous some videos we have already used state hook, still we need to understand, we need to study use state hook in a separate video. So that is why our today's video is just for use state hook. We are going to understand what is actually hook, how we can use any hook in our React component, and how use state hook actually works. Okay, so let's start with that. So friends, I am in just app component, and here I am going to explain you, I am going to show you how we can use state hook in our component. So first of all, let me tell you guys, in React.js in version 16.8, React.js team, a Facebook company who runs React.js, who maintain React.js, they have added a concept of hooks in React.js library. So they have added multiple hooks. Use state is a one hook from that list. Okay, each hook has its own purpose. Okay, every hook has its own purpose. Okay, basically when we use any hook we get some additional feature, we get some additional functionality in our application. So use state hook, the purpose of using use state hook is to add or create states in component. Okay, and you definitely know the what is state and why we create states in component. Okay, so basically to creating states in component we use state hook. Okay, now second question, what is actually a hook? So friends, just for simple understanding, I would tell you that just understand hook as a normal inbuilt function. Okay, so just consider that hook is not any big deal. It is just a normal inbuilt function which is available in React.js library, and we have to just call it. Okay, now friends, for every hook has a different purpose. That's why each and every hook has some different syntax and different approach to use it. Okay, now what common things are for every hook? What are the common things that every hook share? One thing is that before using any hook in a particular component we have to import that hook in that particular component. Okay, so let's say if I am using use state hook in this component, so first step is to I have to import that hook like this. So let's say use state from React. Okay, something similar to that. So this is just actually a rule. Okay, this is a rule regarding hooks. Second rule is that guys, now I am going to use this hook, I have imported it and I am now going to use this hook in this component. So for using this hook we need to basically just call this hook as a normal JavaScript function. Just treat that hook as a normal JavaScript function. This is just a normal inbuilt function. We need to call this function inside of our main components function. Okay, so this is a app component and this is the function app is actually a main component function. So we have to call this hook function inside of this main component function, and this should be on top. Okay, the hook function should be on the top within this function. Okay, now use state hook takes one value as a parameter from us, so we can pass any value, to it. We can pass normal 0 1 2 3 any value, normal string, empty string, null, undefined, array, object, anything we can pass. Okay, anything we can pass as a parameter to this. Okay, so friends, after taking this parameter, this use state function return us two things. Okay, it just returns two things to us. Okay, and we can store these two things with the help of normal JavaScript destructuring, array destructuring. Okay, so let me give some space here so that you will see in a good way. Okay friends, so we are just calling use state hook. We are passing 0 as the initial value. In that case, this use state hook returns us two values. One value, that is one value it will return to us is a same value that we are passing to it. Okay, so if I am passing 0 as a parameter, it will return 0 to me. Okay, if I pass 10, it will return 10. Okay, if I pass any string like let's say ABC, then it will return me a string ABC. Okay, it will just return me a string ABC. So this is one thing. Okay, so now whatever value we are passing to it, the hook is returning the same value to us. So obviously we can store that value in any variable name. This is just a normal JavaScript array destructure in syntax. Okay, and second value this hook return to us is actually a function. Okay, actually a normal function, normal JavaScript function. With the help of that function, we can just update this value later. Okay, so basically if we pass any value to this function now, let's say my initial value for my count variable was 0, and if later after some time in my application, if I call this function, this second function which use state hook is returning to me, and if I pass any another value to that function, then my count variable will be getting updated with this new value. Okay, so these two values use state hook returns to us. So basically we can give any name to store these two values. So I am giving count name, my defined name. So basically I am storing this 0 into the count variable, and I can create any another value, let's say set count. Okay, and I am just storing that second return value, that is function, into this name. Okay, so basically I have one variable whose name is count and its value is now 0, and I have another variable that is set count, and that another variable is just storing a function. With the help of that function, I will just update this value later. Okay friends, so this is a normal way of using use state hook. This is a normal behavior of use state hook. Okay, now after that we can obviously just display our state, our component state, that is count, count, something like this in our JSX. And if we check our application, you can see I am getting this value. Okay, if my initial value was in string, let's say India, if I check this, I will get India. Okay friends, so this is normal a use state hook. Whatever value we pass as a parameter to use state hook, we will get a same value as a return value here, so that we will utilize that value in our JSX. Okay, and after that with the help of this function we can change that value. So let's say initially it was 0, and if I add one button, on that button I will just add one on click event handler function, and just give the name to that button is actually add. Okay, so here with the help of this function, later in our application we can just update the value of count variable. So whatever value I will pass here, let's say I am just passing this value. So in that case, when I will click on that button, this function will be getting executed, and whatever value I am passing to it, this value will be updated, will replace basically this value will replace the old value of count variable. Okay, so let's try it. If I click on this button, my value is getting updated. And obviously friends, it is normal JavaScript. React is a JavaScript library, so all concepts are just based on the JavaScript. So even though our initial value was number 0, definitely we can update it with any string value. So let's say India. My initial value was 0, but later I am updating it to string India. So see guys, let me refresh application. Initial value was 0. On clicking of add, I am getting India. Okay, so this is a normal use state hook with normal variables. We can pass number variable as well, we can pass string as well, and we can pass any boolean as well. Also we can pass array and object. Okay friend, so for demonstrating the use of object in the use state hook, I am just taking you to the form, to the another component actually that we have already created in our last video. So let me just render form component so that we can use state hook with object over there. Okay, so let me check whether it is rendering. Yeah, it's rendering my form. See guys, this form we have created, we have implemented in our previous video to understand form handling in React.js. Okay, so let me show you the code. You remember in that case, to handling two input field elements, we had created two different component states. Okay, now we are going to optimize this component, and we will just use one use state hook. We will just use one use state hook, and we will pass initial value as an object. Okay, rather than two different empty strings to two different use state hook. So let's say I am just changing it. Let now form data, my define a name, and set form data. Okay, and here I will just use only one use state hook. Okay, I will pass a complete object as the initial value, and I will just store these values as a properties. I will just store these two variables as a normal properties, just similar to our existing approach. Okay, so you can definitely understand what I am actually doing here. What I am doing, I am just creating one object. Instead of sending two different empty strings to two different use state hook, means basically instead of calling use state hook twice, what I am doing, I am just calling use state hook only once in my component, and as the initial value I am directly passing one object. Okay, and I am basically storing two variables as a two different properties in the same object, similar to our previous approach, and I am initializing the values of these two properties as an empty string, just similar to our previous approach. Okay friend, in this way we have just used one use state hook, and we are actually using that use state hook with object. Okay, now with complex data type. Okay, so now what changes I will need to do? I will need to do a changes like just change this value form data dot first name and form data, sorry friends, form data dot last name, form data dot first name, form data dot last name. Okay, and now second thing is that after entering values into the input box, we need to update our component state again. So in this case, now we are obviously not going to use these functions because we have already commented the code. Okay, so these two functions are no more available to us. Okay, because we are already commented this code. Now there is only one function which we can use to update component state, and that is set form data. So let's try it. And if we pass something like this, first name dot e dot target dot value. Okay, and same for this one, that is for second input field, last name dot e dot target dot value. Okay, now here in our main event handler function where we are expecting our data, now just remove this console log. Now here we just need to display this complete object. Okay, just print the value of complete object. So now I have saved my file and let me open the console tab. Okay, one more time I am just refreshing application, just consoling my tab, and let's say I enter Sachin Tendulkar. Just ignore this warning right now, and if I click on submit button, you can see friends what is happening here. I am not getting my both the objects, sorry, I am not getting my both the values. Okay, I am only getting last name. Okay, now if we again refresh this and if we just try another approach, that is enter last name first, that is Tendulkar, and after that enter first name, and now click on submit button. So you can see in this case I am getting first name but I am not getting last name. Okay, so what is happening friends, the state, basically the state which we are updating last, okay, the state which we are updating lastly, that is available in our main state object. Okay, but the value, the property from the state object which we are changing initially, that is not getting maintained in subsequent update. Okay, so this is actually issue, and to resolve this issue we just need to try some workaround, and that workaround is actually a use of arrow function as an input to this form data. Okay, sorry, this set form data. So what approach we need to follow, we need to obviously call this function set form data, and we need to pass one arrow function as an input to this function. Okay, this arrow function will take one argument, that is previous state. So basically previous state means previously updated state. Okay, so that we should not get lost with our previously updated state. Okay, and here normally with the help of JavaScript spread operator, we just copy our existing, means our lastly updated state, and after that we just pass our new state. Okay, whatever new value, whatever new state property we are going to update, that we can pass something like that. Okay, and here it will be the same approach for another one. Okay friends, so let's copy this whole set, I think yeah, set form data. Okay, and just copy everything from here, just paste everything here. Previous state, same approach here, we have to maintain previous state in both the places so that we will not lost our recently updated state, that is previous state. Okay, so basically we are maintaining previously updated states. Okay, first we are just using previously updated state, and after that we are just updating the new state. Okay, so in this case we are updating first name, in this case we will need to change it to last name. Okay friends, and now let's see what happens. Now our application will be running as expected. So just refresh application and enter one more time Sachin Tendulkar, and if I click on submit button, you can see I am getting first name as well as last name. Okay friends, Now if we just change Sachin to any name like Rohit, and if I click on submit button, you can see first name Rohit and last name Tendulkar. If we just change this to another name, that is Sharma, so Rohit Sharma, you can see Rohit Sharma. Okay, if we change completely, that is, let's say if we change both the fields at the same time, you can see I am getting recently updated data. Okay friends, so this is actually a concept of use state hook. We can use state hook with primitive data type as well as complex data type. Okay, whenever we are going to use state hook in complex data type, then we have to use, basically we have to maintain our previous state with this syntax. Okay, just pass one arrow function as a input. Okay, and pass previous state as a input parameter to that arrow function, and from within that arrow function just update our new state, something like this. Okay friends, so this is actually a use state hook. Now we are going to meet in our another video with a new hook. So till that moment, bye friends.